What's up, everybody? I'm Brian Altano. I'm here with Justin Davis.
Yo.
We're playing the Elder Scrolls Online and just hanging out. That's really the point of all this, is I get to catch up with you.
It's just a big excuse. We're like, hey, guys, Elder Scrolls is this hot game. Let's do these Let's Plays. But then really we just get to argue.
Yeah, we just get to yell and hug and love, and it's just great. I love it. So we're playing the Elder Scrolls Online. We're in the middle of a vision quest where we're talking to a hologram prophet.
Yep.
And he's going to teach us how to...
We're inside his mind.
Oh, that's good. His mind just got a little prettier, by the way.
No, now we're back in real life.
Oh, his mind sucks. His mind is a dirt pile.
Yeah.
If you saw this guy in real life, would you talk to him?
I do see this guy in real
I
life
do
every day on the bus.
I do, too.
Oh, San Francisco.
San
I love
Francisco
you.
public transportation is basically full of Elder Scrolls characters. Basically it.
Including the lizard people.
Yeah, and ScratchyCats and Skooma addicts.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
Yep. But, like this game, it's a very beautiful place to live.
Yeah, did I tell you my story? We are going to talk more about Elder Scrolls Online, I promise you. There was one day where we were coming over the Bay Bridge from Oakland back into San Francisco, my wife and I, and the sun was setting, and it was like setting on downtown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this city is so beautiful.
Yep.
And like, I tweeted this picture. I took a picture and tweeted it out. I'm like, I've lived in San Francisco, 6 or 7 years, but it still like sometimes takes my breath away, and the city's so gorgeous.
Yep.
And then we had to do some grocery shopping, so we went to Safeway and went grocery shopping, and I saw the filthiest, dirtiest homeless person I've ever seen stick his arm all the way in like the self-serve nuts.
Oh.
And like get a giant like
pile
of
that's
nuts.
so gross.
and those two, and then I had to tweet that out. I'm like, just saw the Hobo King, eat nuts directly out of the self-serve nut pile. And then I realized that those two things
We're
are
back to back.
That's like the persona, like that's San Francisco.
Yeah, totally. Man, that is so... A friend of mine was telling me he was at a wedding and they had one of those like fondue towers with the chocolate.
Uh-huh.
And there was this
Chocolate
dude,
fondue.
Yeah, the chocolate fondue tower. And this guy went over and instead of dipping things in, he was just putting his hand in and licking his hand and putting it in. And they're like, this is a really nice wedding.
Was he at the wedding?
Yeah, he was at the wedding in a suit. He had a few drinks and he was just like licking chocolate and cheese and all sorts of drippings off of his hand. It's just the worst. Like, come on, people, like, that fondue tower was a fight for a couple once.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, should we get this? I don't know. Uncle
it's
Larry's
going to be really
there.
expensive.
Yeah, it's going to be $4,000, and every time your Uncle Larry's there, he's a total disaster. He puts his whole hand in it. Honey, I promise you, he won't even be there. And if he is, I'll keep an eye on him. I'm going to make sure he doesn't put his hand in the fondue tower. And what happens? He shows up, 5 minutes in, Uncle Larry's got his whole gross, dirty bear mitt deep into the chocolate stream, just pawing it into his mouth like Winnie the Pooh. It's disgusting. Oh, Silsailen has been discovered. Is this an area, or was that a part of the river?
I think it's this crafting station up here.
Mm-hmm. As you showed me recently...
Oh, I found a secret chest.
Nice. Good place to hide it. As you showed me recently, this game is gigantic.
Oh, yeah. After I unlock this chest, I'll show you the map again.
It's actually disgusting how big it is. Even if you don't like games like this and you're just like, I really want a cool world to mess around in, like, this is it. This place is huge.
Yeah, it's actually super rad. So this is the island we're on now. It looks huge. It would probably take us a long time to run from one end to the other. This is probably about 20 hours worth of gameplay.
Wow.
Like 20 hours of, like, if you were to do all the quests and, like, listen to the quest text and explore around, about 20 hours. And then that island is here.
What the This is like, it kind of looks like New Jersey. It's like a weird New Jersey, and that's Italy in the upper left.
So I like that a lot of the areas aren't in the game yet. It's a little bit hard to see, but the ones that are shaded in, like these and these and these, like if I mouse over it and it's highlighted, those are the ones that are in the game. And then the areas like here not in the game yet, like this is not in the game yet. And so there's 3 factions in the game, and one faction starts up here, and this is sort of their area. This is another faction, and then this is a third faction, and then right here is the central area that everybody fights over.
Oh,
the PvP area.
Yep.
And so once we hit level 10, we're going to do some PvP, Altano. That's the next frontier for
I'm excited for
ScratchyCat.
that.
We've decided that ScratchyCat has some bloodlust, and somehow she can just sense when she's killing an NPC, they just have like these dead eyes, and she's like, nah, I need to kill a real person.
You think so?
So that's what she's on her way to do. Like, whoa!
Wow, you just walked right in the middle of this. That was not fair, really, what you did.
With just these people.
Yeah.
That's always the big joke. It's like oftentimes I strike first.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe these people are just going to mind their own business.
They
like,
totally were.
I love you so much, sweetie. Let's go pick the wildflowers. And then we're like, I'm
sick of being bad. Let's be good.
Let's run
Today
away.
will be the day we turn over and... Oh, my God!
But now they're dead.
Yeah, now they're dead.
So anyway, I like the idea that ScratchyCat somehow knows, like, killing these, computer people aren't doing it for her anymore.
Yep.
She just wants to PvP. She wants to kill another human. And so that's our mission, is to make it to level 10, go into Cyrodiil, and do some PvP.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be... Well, I guess I don't want to say that'll be it for ScratchyCat, but we'll see. We're going to play it by ear. I like how they fall over. They're just like, ugh, when they die. That sounds really, like, I think you and I have talked about this before, but sometimes talking about video games makes you sound like a psychopath.
It almost always does.
Like that sentence I just said out loud. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's totally fine. But the actual words were, I like how they fall over when they die.
When they die. And then you talked about the gurgling noise they make,
yeah.
which is like, yeah, it's true.
And then I like to wear their skin.
If you actually wrote... Which you kind of do in some games. Like, I kill them and I steal their clothes.
And then I take their bones and I make things out of them.
Yep. Like if you actually wrote down things you did in video games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as confessions.
Yeah.
Not even like horrible things, but just regular things. You sound like a crazy person. Like I went in this guy's house and I smashed all of his pots.
Yeah.
Like, why? Oh, I was looking for money.
I was at the end of a role-playing game, and I had 3 million gold.
Yep.
But then I went into a peasant's home, and I stole the things at the chest in the foot of their bed.
Yep. Yeah, this is awesome. I think we should do this. We should do like a video or something where we actually sit there and we do it. We could do it like confessionals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how we're just workshopping video ideas on our show now.
This is what, no joke, this is our job, by the way.
Yeah.
Is you and I often would just sit in a room and be like, what dumb video game videos can we do next?
Yep. It's very fun. Wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm enjoying ScratchyCat's new skills.
What's going on up in the upper...
Oh, yeah, I was just going to tell you. So this is, I don't know if we're going to make it over there in time. I kind of want to sprint over there and show you. Oh, did it already go away?
Yeah. Well, it was like a white ring in the sky, like a halo.
Yeah, there's these anchor points that drop. And they're not up all the time. And then villains, like monsters and enemies, like pour out of them.
Why would you go near them?
Because you're a good guy. Like
you're
trying to save...
You're trying to clean up the streets.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to stop the Daedra from invading. And they get loot, and stuff like that, like all the normal MMO stuff. But they're just fun. Like, the moment one appears, there's like this crazy noise. They sound a little bit like the tripod things in War of the Worlds.
Oh,
like,
okay, cool.
And then they, like, announce themselves. And then usually, like, dozens of players sprint over to all, like, save the day.
Got it.
It's fun.
So it's just like all of a sudden they just drop a war on you randomly.
Yeah, it's not as random in a game like I think it's this game's version of like what a game like Guild Wars 2 does, where it's got these random events that spawn all over the world, like crazy world bosses, because they always happen in the same spot and they kind of seem to happen on a schedule. But they're still fun. Like they're these fun kind of dynamic events. I've also learned that my character has this dodge that I don't really use enough of, like double tapping in a direction dodges. So like sometimes bosses, like you'll see that a boss is like, prepping like some huge like move or something, and I can just be like, I can just peace out, dodge out of the way. We're also just running around aimlessly, by the way. Like I was bored of the quest that was happening in the city, and now my concern is that it's not going to give me more quests until I go back and like finish. Like it feels like there should be a quest in this town, but we'll see. I'm content to just kind of run around for now.
Poor house.
Oh
man. That was nice of him.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a quest. Was he just on fire?
Yeah, he was. He was like, all right, got it. So I know how to turn the house fire off, but oh, nope, now I'm burning. I haven't figured that part out yet.
So, yeah, so did you see that red circle? Like, they give you these visual cues that, like, I don't know, it's the same as every MMO. It's like, don't stand in the fire.
Yeah.
Every MMO ever is like, every MMO boss is, if the boss spawns like more dudes, kill all those dudes before you kill the boss, and don't stand in the fire. If you do that, you're already smarter than half the people that I have played MMOs with.
Yep. I'm not really wild about that. It's an old boss trope where the boss
like spawning
out
ads.
Yeah, it's just like the little guys, and I think it just like it pads the fight longer than it should be.
Yeah, it does seem like it's hard, especially in certain genres, like established genres. Like if you have a shooter or whatever, like you can kind of do whatever you want. But in an MMO, like people run out of like things to do, like things to try and do. So it is like, you know, just learning their patterns, or if they're gonna do some super deadly spell that'll like kill everybody. Most classes have like an interrupt.
Yep.
Like a way to interrupt their spell casting. They all sort of focus on the same trinity of like tanking, doing damage, and healing. But I don't know, like, you know, people aren't sick of it yet, and they do, like, different people do put their different sort of twist on it. So
wow.
Okay.
All right, that's one way in. That guy should move. He should not be there. Can we talk to him?
See, this is the downside of not reading quest text, Brian. Is I think we are doing what we saw that dude doing. Is see, here we go.
Oh.
Get bucket. Done. It's like, that's really, and that's also one of those things where, like, I would normally make fun of a game for, like, giving me instructions that were too explicit. I'd be like, well, no shit, I'm going to get the bucket and put the fire out. But then you and I were just confused for a moment. So it's like, it's people like us. Like, you need to assume, like, if you're making a game, you need to assume that the person playing your game doesn't know anything.
And
they can't read. They barely know, like, what's going on or who they are.
Yeah, it's actually really difficult because, I mean, you have to kind of picture somebody who doesn't understand anything and then go even, like, 5 steps more confused than that. Right. Like, what's the most confused, just ignorant, or just, like, maybe even naive or innocent person in the world who doesn't understand anything?
Yep.
Now, picture like what they think of when they think of an idiot.
Like, you have to make an MMO for a person that's like, what's a video game?
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to, but like these games cost like $300 million to make, so
right.
You kind of have to. So we're rescuing the town from these people that lit it on fire is what's going on right now. The Heritance Cutthroats.
Yeah, these guys who like they lit the fires and they just stood right by them, which is like, come on.
Well, they're still, like, they're harassing and haranguing the various towns.
What was that word, haranguing? Was that a word?
Yeah, haranguing's a total word.
What's haranguing mean?
Like, just, like, bothering, cajoling.
Oh, cajoling.
So cajoling you're okay
cajoling with. I've heard. Haranguing, never.
Whoa!
What was that?
Fireball.
Oh, man. I thought he was one of those, like, I thought he breathed fire on you.
Yeah, he's a mage.
He did breathe fire on you. Oh wait, no, he did. He just dangles it close to his mouth.
Yep.
It's a weird sentence.
He just dangles it close to his mouth.
Close to his mouth.
I can hardly believe it. I'm free.
No problem, bro.
Yeah, you know what?
No one in MMOs helps themselves.
Well, because we're all having like an easy time running in and out of these burning buildings. We catch on fire for half a second. It's like, it's cool. Those guys are like, no, dude, I can't mess with my hair.
That's actually a good point. It's barely like scratched us at all.
Yep.
Dude, I like that little attack. That second, that two attack that I do. Whop, 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 whop. I actually like this class.
It sounds like you're hitting a dead tree with another dead tree. It's a good noise.
I don't know about that part.
Or rocks. Did you have woods when you were growing up?
Yeah.
That you could just go mess around in the woods?
Yeah, I grew up in the country. Yeah.
I grew up in suburbia that was close to a city, so I got a little of both worlds. But there would be Saturdays where I would wake up and my mom would be like, "Stop playing Zelda.
Yeah, you got to get out of the house.
Just leave.
Go play Zelda outside."
Yeah, and I would just call my friend, and me and my friends would just go mess around like for like 12 hours, and then it'd be about to get dark, and I'd come home, and my mom would be like, "All right, take a bath. You're gross."
Can you play, now that you're an adult, do you like playing video games during the day?
I do.
Do you have a weird thing about that?
No, I actually love playing video games during the day, but it's really hard to do in this city because this city is gorgeous. It's usually really nice out on a Saturday. Right. So I feel bad about it. When I lived on the East Coast, it's actually when I lived in New York, where like 7 months a year it's like cold and rainy or
terrible,
snow, and it's like gray out. You're like, well, there's no reason to go out there because I don't even have a car.
Right.
Everywhere I go I have to walk. So I might as well just hang out in this game where it's beautiful.
So I found, I played Elder Scrolls Online all weekend this weekend, and it was gorgeous out.
Yeah.
This weekend was gorgeous, and I felt really guilty.
Yep.
And I have this weird mental thing where I don't like to watch movies or play video games when the sun's out.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I'm weirder about it about movies. Like, I'll play a game if I'm really into a game. I play Trials a lot, too. But when it comes to, like, video games, or I don't know.
I'm with you, too, because I feel like movies are way more passive. Like, you're just sort of sitting there and staring. But a video game, I actually feel kind of like I'm accomplishing something. I'm progressing a story along myself, or I'm completing actions. Like, it's using more of my brain than just, like, let's watch that Harry Potter movie where the guy's got the ghost on the back of his head.
God damn it. Drop the Harry Potter thing.
All right, gone. It's gone.
You know, Brian...
It's gone.
You and I are friends.
Yep.
But you know I'm a big fan. Ugh.
All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch those movies, and I'm going to report back to you.
I just feel like if you watch them now, it's just going to give you more ammo.
Why? Were you saying they haven't aged well?
I mean, they have an invisible flying car in one of them.
Again, this is not helping. It's not helping you. For invisible flying cars, Elder Scrolls Online, Harry Potter, all things video games, whether you like to play them on a Saturday when it's sunny out or just wait till night, keep it locked right here to IGN.